He had a big beard, long, bushy hair, and living in the Ronde, you know, you looked the part there, you know, like a good bushman.
I come from a small dirt farm north of Regina. We're half section, and it was what us geologists like to call boulder till, which means lots of rocks. And when I was a kid growing up in the 1950s, me and my two older brothers were basically my father's six-armed, six-legged rock picker. And you got up very close to them. And that's where I got my interest, is I, you know, see fossils in them and different types of rocks. And it sparked something in me that I've always been interested in fossils and rocks ever since. And that's basically how I got my career going.
In those days, small farms on poor land and stuff, everybody worked hard.
I went through Regina to get my undergraduate degree.
Paleontology was always Frank's first love. He did geology, and at the time, 1972, there wasn't many jobs in soft rock or paleontology type things related, and that mostly would have been oil industry.
I worked as an exploration geologist all over northern Saskatchewan and a bit in Manitoba. Worked in sort of industrial minerals, in uranium, base metals, precious metals, and that was where I made my main living when it was active.
Frank's been successful on so many levels. In the mineral exploration field, I think, with the discovery of the Laurel Lake deposit and the number of other gold deposits that he found or gold showings that him and his crew found in the Amisk Lake area, he was really a good geologist.
Got mixed up in the paleontology world.
Financially, it hasn't been lucrative at all. If he stayed in the mineral industry, he'd probably be a lot wealthier, but he followed his dream and went into paleontology, and he's just passionate about it.
The 1990s I consider to be the golden age of paleontology in Saskatchewan. We found Scotty the T-Rex. I was involved in the Carrot River crocodile, the Herschel tylosaur, and a bunch of other things that were going on.
You wouldn't really know it in just chatting with him, but he's a wonderful presenter too.
As far as public education, I always think that it's, as a professional, it's sort of part of our requirement and obligation to do public outreach and inform the public about what we do as professionals. And in that line, I've worked, done a lot of outreach to schools through Innovators of the School in the Schools program, through just going out and talking to schools all over the province.
He can articulate the discoveries or things really well as well.
You never know, inside of a school, there's kids in there that may have a spark and an interest in geosciences. Going out and talking to them one-on-one, you can fan that into a full-blown interest in the geoscientists.
He mentored young people really well.
You're not going to turn them all into geoscientists, but you're certainly going to reach out and influence.
The thoroughness of his geology skills plus mentoring that he did with all these young people, I think that's really gone on. And I can see that now too. He's still working with young geoscientists, more in the paleontology field and the stratigraphy field, and helping them develop their skills.
I don't know if I've influenced any people to become geoscientists or not. Hopefully have, or not just the geoscientists and geosciences, but going into careers that are along that line. When I went out talking to schools, I tended to go out and talk to a lot of smaller centers that didn't have the opportunities that large schools in major cities do in that. And having come from that background, I know that can really influence people.
Congratulations, Frank, on winning the McCannel Award. It's just well-deserved, and I'm glad people are finally recognizing you for all the work that you've put in, both in mineral exploration and with Scotty, and all the mentoring you've done for so many young people over a number of years. Congratulations.
I'd like to acknowledge those people who nominated me, and I'd like to thank APEGS for this honor. Like every volunteer or anybody who works, we don't expect to be naturally receiving any honors for anything, but it's really nice to know that you are appreciated. And as such, I'd really like to thank those who nominated me, who brought this award around, and for all the people that I've worked with and up to this point, who've mentored me, who've helped me through this. I'd like to have a profound thank you to those people. I have the saying that if you scratch a geologist underneath, there's a paleontologist waiting to get out.